What's up, guys? Back again with another video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at AMP or AMP coin. I haven't done an update on AMP in quite a while. AMP has been pretty bearish, guys, and you know, it's just been pretty bearish. So I have not taken a look at it in a while. So I wanted to do a quick update on AMP because I know that there are probably a lot of AMP token holders on the channel, and I know that a lot of my previous AMP videos did really well. Because we did hit some pretty good targets with AMP early on when it was first listed on Coinbase. But now, AMP is starting to form a massive downtrend and possibly a bullish pattern here. So in this video, we are going to talk about this. I'll analyze this and give you guys my current updated price prediction on AMP coin. So definitely hit the subscribe button, join us here, smash the likes if you're new. Really appreciate the support all you guys show me continuously on this channel. It means the world to me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys to the AJC squad also. But let's take a look at this, guys. As always, disclaimer down below on the screen. Not financial or investment advice. Invest, trade, hodl at your own risk. But let's look at what's going on. So I have the weekly time frame pulled up. I really have been looking a lot at the longer term time frames lately. And I mean longer term, above the daily, above the 4 hour. Let's look at the weekly. Because if you look at the weekly, AMP has basically started to form this falling wedge on the longer term. So what we're looking at is this support holding and this bounce so far that we have had for AMP off of this support. Now what's happened after we had this bounce, you did come up and get rejected pretty decently right there, slightly below 3 cents. And if you look at the, excuse me, if you look at the 4 hour, that resistance makes a lot of sense. If you look back here on the 4 hour, where we currently caught our resistance is a very significant previous resistance and support level in the previous price action. All through here, you can see that AMP bounced and got rejected right there at that 3 cent level. So we are catching some expected resistance, so that's nothing to be too concerned about. You did get dumped on pretty hard at that resistance level, but if you look, our uptrend has been holding and maintaining very nicely. And on the 4 hour time frame, you just had your EMAs cross. Currently, you're testing the EMA on the 4 hour. So what we're going to look at is this potential pattern that might actually be forming here on the 4 hour. And it would be sort of an ascending wedge or an ascending triangle here, which typically will break to the upside. So what we're going to do is first put in this shorter term pattern here and analyze it, put in a measure move target for this pattern, and then we're going to zoom back out to the weekly and take a look at a very, very bullish target that could happen if we see this breakout bullishly. So basically this is the start. We must see this breakout bullishly if we want to see any of the other higher targets reached. And this target's going to be pretty decent considering the width of this pattern here. And if we take it up and we look at this, you can see it's a pretty decent move taken to a potential breakout point, which our breakout price is going to be that 3 cent price range, our resistance level. We get a breakout of that resistance, guys, and it will look very nice. If we do manage to do this for AMP coin, it will bring us up to test our downtrend, which is perfect. Also, it gets a test of this 0.038 to 4 cent resistance and previous support from back here at this red trend line. So a breakout of this pattern will get us a nice test of our resistance. So let's take it back to the weekly and take a look at what happens if we get a break of that downtrend resistance, because that would be very significant here for AMP. So our current pattern we're in, if it gets a breakout, will be very necessary in order to see this breakout that I'm about to talk about. Now, what could happen before I give you this bullish target, what could happen, guys, if we do not get this breakout and we continue to get rejected here at that previous support, previous resistance level, right there near 3 cents, then we could retrace back down to our support around 2 cents. Trade off on that before bouncing again and retesting their downtrend. If we do break out of this pattern and we come up and test this resistance level, we could see a pullback here back down to test that support and then get our breakout. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to break out immediately if we get this breakout here. Just want to point that out before talking about this target, because this target is fairly bullish and gets you up to retest some very critical resistance. So depending on where we broke out, guys, if we do like I would expect, and you know, to be conservative, I would expect us to come up, test our downtrend, and then once we test this resistance here, most likely get a pullback, sort of consolidation, and then a breakout, unless we break all the way back down to test our support, and then our breakout target could be a little bit lower. But Basically, depending on where we break out at that time, once we do get a breakout of this downtrend resistance, we can place our measured move here to determine where that target might get us. Now, if we consolidate and break out somewhere near here, then the target would put us up near 9-10 cents, close to 9 and 10 cents, which is our previous resistance from back here, our previous tops, which would make perfect sense to retest that. If we were to break out sooner, though, that could mean a breakout above some of this previous resistance levels. Our candle closes on the weekly, and a retest of possibly even this wick up here around 11 to 13 cents. Keep in mind, this is the weekly time frame, guys, so it could be a longer term stretch here for this target to be reached. It's not going to happen in just a few weeks, but depending on how bullish the markets get, we've seen the bullish sentiment recently. Depending on how bullish the markets get, we could see this process speed up just a little bit. But that's my opinion right now on AMP, guys. If you look at it, it does look good. We're resting on this support. It looks like you should be getting ready to bounce up and test this downtrend once again. Hope you enjoyed this update on AMP. Like I said, it's been a while since I updated you guys on AMP, and this is what's on my mind with AMP. I do think that with the markets trending bullishly, that we could hopefully see AMP break this downtrend and possibly reach some of these targets that I've mentioned in this video. As always, invest at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. Check out our project here, our cryptocurrency token project at the channel, the AJC token. You can check it out with the links in the description or just go to averagejoecrypto.io. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.